Hi, my name is Aaron Davis. I'm now a senior at Woodward High School, and I will be attending the HBCU this upcoming fall.
It's getting serious on this track, fam.
Aaron Davis, welcome to What's in Your Bag.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. So I got to tell you a story. So I reached out to your coach, Jarrell Redden.
Right.
He and I are very good friends. Now I've known him since he was playing high school basketball back in the day. You know he was a baller, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm sure he's told you, right?
Many stories.
Right, showed you video?
All of that.
Okay, he was a baller. Everything he told you is true. So I reached out to him, and one of the things that I love about this interview series that we do is we have the ability to interview kids that have all different types of journeys.
Right.
And if you look at some of the players that we've interviewed in the past, KK Bransford, Bailey Jones, Sam Vincent, Wyatt Veith, Alex Williams, a lot of them obviously have accomplished a lot on the basketball court. But I think what's so unique about your story is the accomplishments, not only that I think you have on the basketball court, but also what you're doing in the classroom.
Right.
And a well-rounded kid that you are. And I think it's important for a lot of the young players out there to kind of hear your story and learn more about you.
Right.
So we're going to accomplish that today.
Gotcha.
You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. We're going to start with your bag. All right. I like this. It's tie-dye. It's got a lot going on.
Yeah. Coach Paul keeps us in check.
Oh, Coach Paul, he's
Yeah,
responsible. Now
definitely.
he's a man of style, man. He's
Yeah.
all about the style, right? So he did the
Always.
sweatsuit too, I assume.
Sweatsuits and everything.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Now, what's the bag? What kind of bag is this?
It's a Nike Elite bag.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. Got your name and number there. You're number 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Why number 2?
Well, when I first started playing, I was number 5. First started playing sports ever, I was 5. My dad just gave me that number. But as I got older, I'm the 2nd. I'm named after my dad, and so number 2 just fits.
Gotcha. I like it.
Yes, sir.
All right, so the way this goes, I ask everyone to bring in 3 different items. One of the items has to be a pair of shoes
Carrot cakes.
that mean a lot to your journey in basketball or life. And you came in, first of all, Coach told you came in some J's.
I got to in
The
your
fourth.
presence. In your presence, I gotta wear some J's.
I appreciate that. So we're going to first start off with a pair of shoes, and then we're going to jump into your other 2 items. And I have no idea. I have no idea what items you have. So let the journey begin.
For some shoes. We actually got these this year and won the league championship in these shoes.
Nice.
Kyrie's.
Okay. Got the Kyries. Now, what's the colorway or the story behind these? Do you know?
I honestly don't know. Coach Paul put me and Lil Paul in the group chat and said, how y'all like these for the season? And we just agreed to him.
So Coach Paul's doing everything design-wise.
He got all of that.
Good for him. So what did you accomplish in these shoes?
We won our first league championship in 23 years.
Wow.
23 years, first league championship.
How's that feel?
Felt good. Outright to win it, that felt good.
You guys currently are 8-1 in the league,
Yeah.
in the CMAC. First, you just said you won the league. You guys are 16-3
Yeah.
right now, getting prepared for the tournament.
For the tournament, yep.
And here's one thing I also love about your story, and we're gonna kind of tie the shoes into this is, you think about Woodward basketball right now. You guys are one of the better teams in Greater Cincinnati. You guys are accomplishing a lot on the court. Like I said, 16-3. Little P, Paul McMillan's the leading scorer. You, according to Coach Jarrell told me that you are the heart of the team. You're not the leading scorer. You might be 3rd or 4th leading scorer. I'm not even sure. But he talked about you being the heart of the team, and every single game in and game out, everybody knows who's guarding the opposing team's best player,
Definitely.
and that is you. You take a lot of pride in your defense. Why is that?
Defense wins championships. Defense, without defense, our defense for Woodward, our defense turns into our offense. If we got it going on the defensive side, we don't have to worry about the offensive side. It's gonna come. We got the best scorer in the country. We don't have to worry about that.
And so I assume with Coach Jarrell, he had to get everybody to buy into that. And it's a lot easier when you're a coach to get your entire team to buy into it when you've got a senior leader who is totally bought in to playing defense. And you can't score. You're not as worried about that. You're there to lock down.
Right.
And that's not a lot of kids have that mentality.
Yeah.
Now these shoes here, I'm sure you put a lot of work in the off season. Talk to everyone about some of the off season grind you put in.
The off season with this COVID, some people seen the COVID as something that was bad or something that wasn't good, but for us, or for me at least, it was probably one of the best things that ever happened.
Explain.
I was in the gym more than I could ever be. It was nothing else to do. When I was sitting at home, I wasn't doing nothing but push-ups, sit-ups, just doing little stuff to keep myself occupied. And all I had was the gym. Nothing else was open. Couldn't do anything else but play basketball. So that's all we did.
And work on your craft.
That's it.
And I know your coaching staff did a great job during the pandemic and the shutdown. You guys had Zoom calls?
Yeah, we had Zoom calls every day. We had to send in home workouts. So we stayed connected the entire pandemic. That's
awesome. And one of your assistant coaches has known me since I was a little kid, Dr. Abercrombie.
Yep. Doc, that's my man.
Doc, one of the truly, truly great people in this area.
Yeah.
Great people. So that's good stuff here. Kyrie, is he one of your favorite players?
Yeah. One of my favorites, not my favorite.
Who's your favorite?
Oh, LeBron.
LeBron.
How can you go against him?
LeBron the other night hit I think was it last night? He hit the game-winning go-ahead three.
In double overtime.
And he just keeps finding ways to do it every single year.
It's 18th year and he's getting better. That's crazy.
Yeah. What do you learn from a guy like LeBron? What do you take away from that?
How he deals with his teammates. All I do is watch him talk. When they're on defense, if you see anything go wrong, Bron's on it. Like, he's talking to his teammates, he's talking them through it. It's just the communication out there. He's everywhere.
So you're a vocal leader.
Yes, sir.
On the Woodward team. That's good. Love it. All right, got the shoes here. All right, well, what else do we have here? Next item.
I got my Dennis Bettis towel. Bettis court. We made the court his name after he passed away a couple years ago.
So, AD, do me a favor. Tell everybody about Coach Bettis and not only what he means to, I think, Woodward High School, but just also the basketball community.
Dennis Bettis, he was one of the Woodward greats. Everybody around it even respected him as a person, as a man, as a basketball player. And in this city, he's influential in the basketball community, and he's just a great person. He was around me since I was a kid. I played for Coach Paul, shoot for the Stars team. And now I see him after Woodward got out of practice every day. He'd just talk to me, play with me as a kid. And he was a good man.
So, very similar story. I knew Coach Bettis when I was a little kid, running around. And I'd go up and play at Woodward or different places, and I would see him. He was always inviting everyone into the gym. He didn't care what school you were from. He didn't care your background, nothing. If you wanted to hoop, he was going to get you in the gym. Am I right?
You're right.
And then when I played, when I was in college and playing for the Bearcats, a lot of the Bearcats played in the Devereaux Summer League, and he was so responsible for a lot of things that went on. So there were a lot of college athletes that came through the city that knew Coach Bettis, and it was so unfortunate that he passed away. And I'm glad you guys have found a way, definitely, to honor him. So everyone got these towels? Are these towels?
Yeah. Yep. Everybody got those towels.
And they did a court dedication.
A court ceremony, yep.
When was that?
The first game of my junior year, which was last year, we played Hughes at home, and we got his name implanted on the court and his signature. So yeah, that was nice.
That was good, man. Good touch, man. Great human being. So that's your second item. Let's check out your third.
The third item.
Was it tough? I've never asked anybody this, but was it tough kind of figuring out your items?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but not really, cause it's items I keep in there. So
Okay.
my third item is just mandatory. It's very mandatory. it's very
Something
mandatory.
I know nothing about. And everybody behind the camera's laughing at me right now.
It's very mandatory.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's his brush, and if you can get a close-up of the waves that he has going up, you've got everybody out there seasick looking at these waves. I'll let you talk. Go ahead and talk about this brush.
The brush, I wear a do-rag to the games, and if I need it when I take the do-rag off before the games, you know I play with Paul McMillan. His cameras around. I gotta get a couple strokes in before I go out to play.
You got to look good.
Just a part of it.
It's part of it.
It's part of the routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, AD, there's many athletes. If you go back in history, you could look at one of the great wide receivers, Jerry Rice.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Michael Jordan. These guys took a lot of pride on how they looked when they played.
Right.
Right? Look good, play good.
You feel good.
Right?
Yeah.
Deion Sanders. I
Yeah.
don't know how much you know about Neon
Prime
Deion.
time.
Prime time.
I already know.
He always had to look good. But I think there's and this is nothing to, I know we laughed, you brought out a brush, but I think all that kind of ties in. You're very meticulous about your hair and how that looks and your appearance. And you can really take that and apply that to your life in that, your basketball game,
Right.
the attention to defense and the details that come with defense, being help side, hedge and recover, all those different things, closing out. All those are small little details.
It's all about the details.
Right?
Yeah.
And you, as I look all through, you pay attention to the details even in your life.
Right.
And one of those details that I want to jump into, which is probably one of the most impressive things about you, AD, is your academics.
Mm-hmm.
And you are a 4.0 student,
Yes, sir.
okay? You take a lot of pride in that.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
As a kid, my father and my mother were like huge on academics. If I didn't have the grades, it was no phone, it was no playing basketball, it was nothing. If I didn't have the grades, it was nothing. I didn't have anything. And my father always told me if I wanted to be successful, I have to have the grades. Like this is where it starts. And so I'm just trying to be successful here.
And that your parents are giving you great advice. Shout them out. Shout out their names. Give them a shout out.
Shout out to Aaron and Billy Marie.
There you go. And look, you guys, just have been around basketball for as long as I have, I know that a lot of times how teams are off the court affects how they are on the court. And if you look at Woodward's basketball team for this year, and you look at Lil P and yourself, two leaders of the basketball team, you guys both are high academic guys, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I think what you might not even realize that you're doing this, but both you and Lil P are setting a standard for the next generation of guys that come up.
That come through Woodward.
How do you feel about that? You set a standard. These guys are looking at you.
We're kind of building our own tradition. Like when you come to Woodward, it's something you're going to be expected to do. You're going to be expected to play a certain way, carry yourself a type of way. We're just trying to change the tradition around there.
Love it. Talk a little bit about your head coach. Obviously, I know him very well, and I've talked to him a lot about what he wants to accomplish at Woodward. And I think in his short time being there, he's definitely doing that. All the things that we've talked about. What does he mean to you?
Coach Rail, that's not just a coach. That's more like my uncle type figure. Since I was about third grade, like second, third grade, we used to be at Coach Paul's daycare or camp or whatever it was in the summer. Coach Rail was our leader. Me, Lil Paul, a couple other kids from around the city. And that was our guy. We seen him every day over the summer. some days we be in trouble, he'll have us in there pushing towels just because we getting on his nerves or anything.
Right.
And ever since, it's just been, we've been clicking.
That's good. And it's important that, you as a player, you have a connection, to your coach.
Right.
And not only, and I think one of the great things about your coach is he cares not only about how you do on the basketball court, but he's using that to teach you life lessons.
Exactly.
So when you go on to that next level, whatever that might be, you're prepared.
It's always been bigger than basketball with him. Like from the jump, it's always been bigger than basketball.
So let's segue into that. I've been told that after you finish your high school career, you'd like to play in college. You want to go to an HBCU.
Yeah.
Can you talk about some of the different HBCUs you might be interested in?
Norfolk State, Alabama A&M, Florida A&M, Grambling State. It's just, I don't know, the HBCUs. There's something about them. I love them.
Yeah, so talk about, so HBCUs have been in the news a lot more recently. If you know much about Chris Paul,
right.
I don't know have you seen what he's doing for a lot of HBCUs? He's created a documentary. There's going to be one last year during the basketball season. The shoes he wore were all, I think every single one was dedicated to a different HBCU. So he's bringing a lot of light, and other people are too as well. So why for you? What's so special about? And for those out there, HBCU is a historically black college university. So,
for one, my dad graduated from Morehouse, which is another HBCU. And two, is with everything that's going on in the world right now, it's kind of the new wave. It's showing not just the people around you, but the people in the world that black people can do whatever that the white man can do. And so, I don't have to go to an Ivy League school to be successful. I can go to an HBCU and be the same amount of successful.
Yep. There's some HBCUs out there with great education. A lot of great people have come out of HBCUs and have done great things.
Right.
So you're definitely right on track. So when you finish college, all right, even if you play basketball, what are your goals? So when you look at 5 years after you graduate from college, Aaron, how do you envision yourself at that point? What do you think you'll have going on?
Just stableness. Whatever I'm doing, I'll be stable. And hopefully 5 years after college, I'll be settled down. I'll have me one, maybe a kid.
Okay.
But 5 years from now, I just don't want to have any worries in the world. Like, I know where my next meal is coming from. My kids are fine. My wife is fine. Everything's fine.
Would you like to play basketball overseas?
Yes.
That's definitely a goal?
Definitely, because I love to travel.
Yeah.
I want to travel.
One of the cool things about basketball is it can take you all around the world.
It can take you so many places.
You can learn about other cultures. One of the guys that we interviewed, who I known since he was a little guy, Jordan Crawford, played LaSalle, Bowling Green, and he's now in France. And he's been all over the world.
Just from a ball.
Just from playing basketball.
Just from a basketball.
He's been more places than I've ever been, in the world. And he told me he could go to any of those countries and take people on tours. He knows where to go. I'm like, that's amazing. You have an opportunity, if you do all the things you should do, to be able to do that.
Yes, sir.
That should be exciting to you.
That's very exciting.
But AD, the ball stops bouncing at some point. When it stops bouncing, what then will you be doing?
When I go to school, I'm going to study sports medicine. So whatever I'm doing, I'm going to be around sports, whether that's athletic trainer, whether that's being like a physical therapist. And I also talked to one of the coaches, and they mentioned coaching. Like, I could be a coach. I'm vocal, so it's a lot of things when the ball stops dribbling.
That's good, man. It's good that you have like a vision and a plan. That's very, very important. So as I look back, could you get your shoes back out and then pass me the towel here?
Yep.
Look back here, man. Well, first of all, the two bookends of your items, this is style and this is definitely keeping those waves and keeping you fresh, and definitely the history right here with Coach Bettis and the history of Woodward basketball. So these items, all the way from your bag, share a lot with us about your journey and who you are as a complete person. All right, AD, got some free food for you.
Man, love free food.
Love it. Well, thank you to our sponsor, Penn Station. We have some free subs here. You like Penn Station?
Definitely.
Yeah? What do you get?
Philly cheesesteak
That hits for you.
every time.
Which one do you go to?
The one in Clifton is right by my house.
Okay, I like that. So here's a bunch of free food, so why don't you give Penn Station a shout out?
Shout out Penn Station. Thank you for the free food.